A living testimony. I should have been dead and gone. You know the Lord, He let me live on. Oh, I am a living testimony. And I thank the Lord I'm still alive. A living testimony. I should have been dead and gone. You know the Lord let me live on. Oh, I am testimony. And I thank the Lord I'm still alive. I've had many friends and loved ones to go on before me. You know it caused my heart to bleed when I realized it should have been me. You know I'm not worried, for the Lord keeps on keeping me. And I want to take the time to say thank you for keeping me alive. Oh, I am a living testimony. I should have been dead and gone. You know the Lord. Oh, I am a living testimony. And I thank the Lord. I've had many friends and loved ones to go on before me. You know it caused my heart to bleed when I realized it should have been me. You know I'm not worried, for the Lord keeps on keeping me. And I want to take the time to say thank you for keeping me alive. Oh, I am a living testimony. I should have been dead and gone. You know the Lord let me live on. Oh, a living testimony. And I thank the Lord I'm still alive. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. He woke me up this morning, started me on my way, put food on my table, clothing on my back, clothing my right mind. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Oh, I thank the Lord I'm still alive. Through 62. Our Lord's life as it is recorded by Luke, great physician, chapter 9, verse 57 through 62. Well, thank God for the men today. It always blesses our heart through song.
Verse 57 begins by saying, and it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Lord, I'll follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And he said unto another, follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go bury my father. And another also, Lord, I will follow thee, but let me first go bid them farewell, which is at my house. And Jesus said unto him, no man, having put his hand to the plow and looked back, is fit for the kingdom. Amen. The flower fade, the grass is going to wither, but God's word shall not return unto him void. I want to look closely at that 62nd verse where Jesus said, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God. I want to take this text for just a few minutes and talk about don't look back. Don't look back. Thank you, Ushers. You've been so kind, you may retire. The urgency of kingdom business demands that those who would follow Jesus drop their nets, leave their table of custom and receipt, come and go at his bidding. Too many times there are those who envision doing great things for the Lord, but somehow, some way, we allow that which is behind us to turn us away from God. Here in the text, Jesus has this man, first of all, who runs up to him and he says to him, I've been listening at you. I'm impressed with what you're doing. Lord, I'll follow you whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus said, I'll find out how much you're willing to follow me. He said, foxes have holes, birds have nests, but I, the Son of Man, have nowhere to lay my head. That man said, that's far enough. Many of us, we make a great break to do things for the kingdom, but for one reason or another, we find ourselves turning back. Another fella impressed Jesus, so much so until Jesus said to him, go thou and preach the kingdom. The young man said to him, Lord, I'll go preach, but first let me go back home and bury my father. And Jesus speaks of the urgency of kingdom business to the level he almost appears to be insensitive toward the man's need, for he says to him, let the dead bury the dead, go thou and preach the kingdom. And what he really was saying to him, that if you are going to be my disciple, I must come first. Are there any witnesses here? And then finally, there's this fellow who's willing to sign up, but he says, let me go home and bid farewell to those who are at my house. Where he really said, Lord, I'll join up with you, but let me go home and let them throw me a going away party before I follow you. And you got to watch this thing about kingdom business, because there are peoples and there are people in their time that will come between us and God, and we really got to decide whether we're going to serve him or we're going to turn around. So I wanted to look for a minute, because Jesus said something here in verse number 62 that really, he says, no man having put his hand to the plow That means no man having signed up and joined up with him and then look back is fit for the kingdom. And as we rush into a new year and new opportunities, I promise you that there are some people here that got some plans on their mind about serving God. And somebody done promise you coming to Sunday school and you're going to attend worship more, you're going to give more, you got all kind of plans about what you're going to do this year. But I think that you got to be careful that you don't look back at last year, because last year will mess you up. I say last year, yeah, it'll mess you up, because see, some of you, if you look at last year, you will feel like you can't make it this year. And then if some of you look at last year, you feel like I can just put it on cruise this year because I had a good year last year. But I want to tell you that you cannot rest on yesterday if you're going to be a child of God. Any help in this house? You gotta keep moving. See, yesterday really will mess us up, because I'm sure there's somebody in here who can recall somebody who still owe them money from yesterday. Now don't lose my train of thought. Don't look at your neighbor, because they may owe you. Look at this way. But all of us can remember somebody who has been unfair to us. Could have been a parent, could have been a boss, could have been a spouse, but somebody has been unkind to us in the past. And if I get hung up on the person who spreaded the lie that attacked my character, then I'm not going to be able to move. Oh, I'm going to get some help. If I get it this early, I might preach. I can't move forward, because every time I see the individual, it stirs up something in me. I'm sure there's somebody in here who had a friend that turned on you in the past, and you can't get over the fact, because you really thought that y'all were tight, they would ride or die, and they almost killed you. Somebody in the room know what I'm talking about, and you really can't get over them stabbing you in the back. Every time somebody mentions their name, you really want to do some stuff that saints ought not do. Perhaps one of your children has disappointed you, won't speak to you, won't have nothing to do with you. And you got to get over the fact that they're grown and done lost their mind. You going to walk with me for a minute? See, yesterday will mess you up, because it will not allow you to be able to embrace what God is trying to do with you right now. See, perhaps your mate has been unfaithful to you, and you can't handle today. But I won't tell you that if you're breathing, you got some more living to do. I say, if you're alive, that means God is not through with you yet. Can I tell you something else? Whatever you've been through, it didn't kill you. You're still here. I thought I had somebody here who been through something and can testify, I'm still here. And God is moving. He wants to do some things in our lives. He wants to do some things. He wants to do more than give us cars, clothes, and cash. That stuff won't help. That stuff won't help in the midnight hour. You can't bring the car in the house and rock you to sleep at. I wish that. It doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank. If you're brokenhearted, you need a heart fixer. Do I have a witness here? You need a mind regulator. No matter how much money you got in the bank, you can't write no check and get that burden off your heart. But you need a relationship with Jesus, or you can say, that's not a friend. like the lowly Jesus. No, not one. Look, he can handle some stuff. Can't he do it? I say he can handle some stuff, and he can put our yesterdays in perspective and place them where they belong, behind us. First thing I want to tell you in the text is that looking back at past failures may cause you to hold back in the present. Let me say it like this. Because you messed up yesterday, you'll be afraid to try today. Somebody gonna walk with me here. Can I ask you a question since I have your attention? Are you capable of more than you are accomplishing? Let me ask it like this. Are you maximizing your God-given potential? Or you're living at the level of mediocrity where you're just getting by? Preach, man. Some of us in the room know that there is more in us than we are actually giving. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a rut and can't seem to get out? Nothing turns out right, and so you almost have resolved that you're just going to give up. Can I remind you, just since you came over here, that the caterpillar, turned into a butterfly. I thought I said something. Listen, the caterpillar turned into a butterfly. You don't have to crawl all your life. If you hook up with God, he can give you some wings and you can fly over some stuff. If I had 5 folk in here who could testify that I don't write the book on me yet. This ain't the final chapter. God's not through with me yet, and I can testify that looking at failures in yesterday can mess you up because you can almost feel that you can't. John Maxwell says people look at their past failures and fear the risk of pursuing a vision. Their motto is, if at first you don't succeed, destroy all the evidence that you've tried. I'm going to let 5 more catch it. How many of us are trying to patch up pains in the past? We know that the positive motto is, if at first you don't succeed, try again. But I know some folk that their motto is that if you don't succeed, erase all evidence that you ever tried. Can I tell you something free? Romans 3:23 helps me. For it says all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. In other words, everybody has fallen down. Yeah, you too, with your good looking self. Listen, if your name isn't Jesus, you got some skeletons in your closet. But I thank God for his amazing grace, whereby he looked beyond. Anybody know he looked beyond your faults and met your every need? Look, he did not give me what I deserved this morning. He gave me grace this morning. He gave me mercy this morning. If justice had a plumbed the line, somebody else had been preaching and somebody else had been listening. But God gave us another chance, and so we cannot, listen people, listen, you're not the first somebody wasted money. You got to get in behind me in that line. See, we want to, some of us want to put up a tent and throw a pity party about how we messed up in the past. Looking back, I think I told y'all this. It might have been another church. No, it was this church. I told y'all that your windshield is larger than your rearview mirror. Didn't I tell you that the rearview mirror is just for a glimpse? And really, when you're glimpsing back, the first thing you ought to see is how far you've come. I thought I said something there. Anybody here can look back over your life and see that God has drugged you out of more than one ditch. Come on, testify. Don't act hold up in here. You come on, be a witness. He's picked us up from more than one failure, and we are here today. Not because we've been good, but because of his grace and his mercy. So some of you are plowing. And now I don't know much about plowing out there. I didn't plow. I did get the hoe roll after my mama and them made them. But now they tell me, my daddy told me he did plow. He said that you can't plow a straight row looking behind you. He told me that, Jackie. He said you can't, if you're going to plow straight, look, anatomically, God fixed us to go forward. When he placed our eyes in our head, he put them in the front. When he attached our feet, he put them facing forward. Look, he didn't put your feet going backward. Look, matter of fact, he fixed you so you can't even pat your own self on the back. Everything is forward. And I got 5 people in here need to get up off yesterday. Yeah, I know it was bad. I just don't know how bad. But I tell you that if you're alive today, God is giving you another chance. And so I wanted to speak to those who would look back at the past and then they'll be afraid to try. Look, I'm going to mess up some more. Yes, I am, because I'm going to keep on trying. Thank you, brother. I'm going to mess up some more. And you too, if you keep trying. I'm going to keep on trying to hold my temper, but somebody going to set me off. Just said my name, Larry. Can I get any help in here? There's no way you're going to get to heaven and don't mess up some more. Secondly, looking back at past successes may cause you to sit back in the present. See, 4 or 5 of y'all here think y'all already in heaven with your little holy self. Know everybody else sins. But you don't know nothing about yours. Talk about everybody else's clothes, but yours all right. See, success is the enemy of faithfulness. God never told me, be successful. He said, be faithful. I promise you, it's a difference. He said, if you are faithful, I'll add success. See, what happens with you is that you get caught up in this rat race. And Lily Tomlin told me to tell you, if you win, you're still a rat. What sense does it make for me to gain the world and lose my soul? But that's what some of you are trying to do. You're trying to keep up colloquially with the Joneses. And when you catch up with them, then you're trying to keep up with the Smiths and the Hawkins. And they're all headed the wrong way. Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom, and then I'll add that stuff. See, if you seek the kingdom first, then success won't swell your head. I know 4 or 5 of y'all Negroes in here. Yeah, we've been together a long time. I know you when you didn't have nothing. I knew you when you were still working. You weren't retired. God done brought us along. If Miss Susan was here, she said, from yonder to here, he done brought us a mighty long way. And a couple of us done got a little stuffy. Yeah, a little uppity. A little arrogant. Got a little toot every time you try and talk to him now. Got to get an appointment to get in their space. I got news for you. God does not have to take your stuff. He can pick you up and lead the stuff. And if I got, look, if anything in my life is good, thank you. To God be the glory. And so we have to watch now, looking back. I'm telling you why some of y'all not doing nothing now. Because you saying stuff like, well, see, I done did all my work. It's somebody else's turn now. Well, if you done your work, you take your choice. Millender, Unity, Turner, go check in. If you done what the Lord told you to do, see, God didn't tell us to retire out, to rust out. He wants us to wear out. Serving the Lord. I'm on the battlefield for the Lord. I'll serve him till I die. And some of you is tired. I did enough singing. I'm going to let somebody else sing. You got laryngitis? I mean, why aren't you plowing? Paul helps me here. I got to hurry up. I'm taking too long. Paul helps me out here. He look, when Paul met Jesus, he said, I look back over my life and I count everything as dung. D-U-N-G is the word in the text. Google it. Because you'd be saying, I've said some stuff I shouldn't have said if I tell you what it is. Just punch it in your smartphone. Hit define. Paul said that everything I had done before I met Jesus was done. Oh, now since I met him, I want to apprehend that which apprehended me. Lynn Anderson describes this a little better for me, maybe to help you. What happened when successful people sit back in the present. Anderson said about 370 years ago, a group of pilgrims landed on the shores of America with great vision and courage. They had come to settle the new land. In the first year, they established a town. In the second year, they elected a town council. In the third year, the government proposed building a road 5 miles westward into the wilderness. Now, mind you, they landed on the East Coast. They were going to build a road 5 miles into the wilderness. But in the fourth year, the people tried to impeach the town council because they thought a road into the forest was a waste of public funds. Help your neighbor catch on. We break out every January with all of these great plans we gonna do for the Lord. Oh, the Lord gonna get this. The Lord gonna get more of my time. I'm gonna be at church every Sunday. And then this just second Sunday, ain't it? And some of y'all struggling already. Thirdly, somebody say thirdly. I got 4 today, okay? Thirdly. So don't get no hopes up, I got some more. Looking back at past injuries may cause us to strike back in the present. stewing over past injuries will destroy your life. Listen, what I've learned about life this little while I've been here is that as you go through life, you will inevitably get bumped, scratched, sometimes knocked down, bruised, even cut deeply, and wounded at the hand of other people. And sometimes they are going to be family. Okay, say amen. Say ouch. Then sometimes they're going to be church folk. You ain't been cut till the Baptist cut you. Took 15 ushers to hold them. They shot it all over the church and then cut you soon as they sat down. Listen to what the psalmist said happened inside of him when he sat and stewed over past hurt. Psalms 39, verse 2 and 3. Listen. I kept very quiet, but I became even more upset. I became very angry inside. As I thought about it, my anger burned. If you notice, it didn't say that thinking about the past hurt made him happy. It made him angry. I got some help, y'all. I might get 5 in a minute. Listen, I can tell you this and not be lying. Folk, if you don't let them go, will pull you down. Because I found out some agitators don't die, they multiply. So I had to ask God, Lord, deliver me since you ain't going to kill them. I'm just being honest. I got a list. I told him, look, you can pick these up today. My life be a whole lot better. But he ain't going to do it. He's not going to do it. And I ain't the only somebody got a list. You can turn your little halo off and come in and help me out. You talking about that made you so mad? Ooh, I just wish they would just die. That joker like he get help as ox. He just walking around, didn't catch a cold. Yes, sir. He said, the more I dwelled on it, the angrier. The angrier I got. Yeah. And I just told the Lord, look, you've got to solve this situation. So whatever you got to do it. And you know what he did? He done something to me. Oh, I thank him that he did it, though. I give him praise that he did it. He fixed me so that I can pray for folk that despitefully use me. He fixed me so I can, be kind to folk that's unkind to me. He fixed me so that I can feed my enemy. He fixed me so that I can give him a drink of water. I usually couldn't do it, but the Lord fixed me so that I don't have none. I'll turn them all over to him. And you ought to let him fix you too. Because I tell you, all of us got somebody we don't like. And I tell you, you keep on bumping into them. They keep on showing up. I can smile and hug them and keep on moving now. Because the Lord did something in me. He didn't do nothing to them. They still got some work to do. He did something to Larry. No folk come tell me that Reverend so-and-so don't like you. That's their problem. Life too short for me to be worried about who do not like me. That's their problem. I'm helping somebody. If you listen to me, you cannot deal with these ditch diggers and backstabbers. You got to let God have them. Romans 12, 17, 19 helps me here. It says, never pay back evil for evil. Never avenge yourself. Leave that to God. For he has said he will repay those that deserve it. Just make sure you ain't on the pay list. You ever had a splinter in your finger? Just a little old something you knew it was there, but you couldn't see it. And you had to get a needle and try to perform surgery on it and still couldn't see it because you just had a couple of days, they're just there, just aggravating, just there. And finally, you made up your mind you have to let somebody else that could see it get it out. And all that right down my wife alley, you know. I got some. She go pull. I look to put the knife down. She just, oh boy, she ready to operate. But she gets it out. I never shall forget when my daughter first took CPR. She had become CPR certified, and we was out eating. And I coughed, and she said, "Daddy, you okay?" I said, "Yes, baby, I'm all right. Don't need no nothing." But if the splinter is there and we allow somebody, it's going to hurt just a little bit. But if they get it out, the healing begins. And you can't plow straight worrying about what they're doing. I promise you. Psalm 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. The brokenhearted. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. He heals. Don't make me shout by myself. The brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. That's why Big Mama called him a heart fixer. In a mind, look, folk will drive you crazy if you don't let the Lord regulate your mind. He'll fix your heart. Do I have any help in this house? Yeah, he'll fix your heart. Because folk will break your heart. Shattered into a million pieces. Tears will be flowing down. And you'll be crying. But I tell you, there is a heart fixer. Yes, it is. He's able to fix our broken heart. And then bind up our wounds. Fourthly and finally, we got to be careful. Looking back will cause us not to want to try because of the pains of our past. Looking back will cause us not to do because of our successes. Got to be very careful when you deal with looking back over the past, because it'll mess you up, because it'll make you want to get even. And God didn't leave you here to get even. Didn't leave you here to waste your time digging ditches. I believe somewhere in the record said, if you dig one ditch, you really need to be careful about trap setting. You ought to be careful about how you take your time to want to get even with folk. Because the Lord has a way of causing us to reap that which we sow. I mean to tell you that if you've been hurt in the church, you've got to turn it over to the Lord, because He is a heart fixer. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? There may be somebody in your life that has really hurt you. And because of circumstances, you're not able to get out from around them. I want to tell you that if you put it in the Lord's hand, He will fix it so that they will no longer bother you. Lord, if you look back in the past, in general, it'll mess you up because you'll lose focus on moving forward. Do you hear me? I told you the Lord, when he made us, put our eyes in front of us. The Lord, when he made us, put our reach in front of us. The Lord, when he made us, had our feet moving in a forward direction. Now you can walk backwards for a while, but you're not going to be successful. Do you hear me? But if you walk forward and tell the Lord, lead me and guide me, he will do what he said. Lord, I'm going to my seat here now, but I want to tell somebody, whatever you do, don't look back. You've come too far and you done prayed too hard. Is there anybody out here today who can say that I don't feel no ways tired? Lord, he never told me that the road would be easy, but he promised never to leave me alone. I gotta make a man that I'm gonna run on and see what the end is gonna be. Do y'all hear me? You got to be careful. Looking back will call you to turn back. Y'all remember when Lot got in trouble down in Sodom? It was his uncle Abraham who went to the Lord in prayer and told the Lord, you've got to deliver my nephew and his family. Do y'all hear me? The Bible saying that the Lord told Abraham, I'll handle this because of you. He sent some angels down into the city of Sodom and he told, yes Lord, Lot and his family, what y'all got to do tonight is we got to run and don't look back. I wish I had somebody here who read your Bible. The Bible said that they broke and ran out of Sodom and Gomorrah, and while they were running, I don't know what it was, but there was something behind them. Do y'all hear me? That caught Sister Lot's spirit. It was something behind them that she couldn't shake no matter how she tried. They were running to deliverance. They were running to safety. But the Bible said that Sister Lot, for whatever reason, she turned to look back at Sodom and Gomorrah. And the Bible says she turned to a pillar of salt. That warning was so incredible until Jesus, one day preaching in the New Testament, he said, remember Lot's wife. Whatever you do, you keep on running forward. Keep on running ahead. Keep on fighting the battle. Yes, Lord. Stay on the wall. Keep on working. You ain't got no time to be getting even with people. You got to put them in the Lord's hand. God will. I wish I had two people in here. I'll be number 3 and testify that he will. He'll work it out. Won't he do it? On his time. Let me tell y'all what's going to happen to your enemies. If you put them in God's hand, he's going to turn them into footstools. Y'all don't hear me? If you put them in God's hand, he's going to let you have the last laugh. It may be rough for you right now. It may be tougher, but I dare you, wait on the Lord. He will pick you up. Won't he do it? If you got to reach way down, if you anybody over here today, if you tried the Lord and he worked it out for you and you're not too mean to testify, come on and give him praise. Come on and bless his holy name. Come on and be a witness that God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Thank you, Holy Ghost, for your power today. Thank you, Holy Ghost, for your presence today. I thought I had about 20 of y'all who could testify through many dangers, toil and snare. I have already come. It was grace that brought me safe thus far. Do I have any balcony witnesses that know every time you turn around, the Lord keeps on making a way out of no way? Is there anybody in here today who can testify if it wasn't for the Lord, you wouldn't be here right now? If you know He is, let me hear you say, yeah! 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 You cannot afford to look back. We got to keep pressing on. Be up and away. No heights we are gaining each and every day. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Extend an invitation now to discipleship. Pardon me. If you're here by letter, Christian experience, candidate for baptism, we extend to you now an invitation for you to come. Man, woman, boy, or girl in the balcony on the main floor. As the song is given as an invitational hymn, I plead with you, if you don't know Jesus, come now. If you need this God in your life, come now. Is there one who needs to come? If you're here, will you come? God bless you. Is there another who needs to come? The door is open if you're here, need to come.
As I travel from day to day,
Yeah.
many times I reach the hand, then I can't think about it. I can't think about the best friend I had. Oh Lord, I need.
Is there another to come?
I can't make it without.
Thank you, brethren. Congregation may be seated.
I
I need you to hold my hand.
yeah, this. I'm gonna continue to run for Jesus, even if I have to run alone, because it's my determination to make God's beautiful heaven my home. Oh Lord, I need. I can't make it without you, Lord. I need. Well, yes, listen. As I travel from place to place, many times I'm treated so bad. Then I sit and think about it. I can't miss a friend that I never had. Oh Lord, I need. I can't make it without you, Lord. I need. Well, yeah, and I want you to hold me, Jesus. Hold me, Jesus, as I travel down this road. Please, Jesus, just hold me a little while. Hold me a little while where I can make it, Lord. You've been so good to me, Lord. You've been better to me than I've been to myself. Hold me, when my friends misuse me, just hold me, Lord. Oh, hold me, Lord. Please, Jesus, hold me, Jesus. I can't make a friend that I never had. Oh, Lord, I can't make it without you, Lord. I can't make it without you, Lord. Please hold me, please. Yes, hold me. Please, just hold me, Lord.